A woman who plotted to kill her abusive mother is now free. Gypsy Rose Blanchard was released from a Missouri prison early this morning. She'd been serving a 10-year sentence for the 2015 murder. Her case got nationwide attention and was even turned into a Hulu series starring Patricia Arquette.
A murder case that ignited international interest is back in the spotlight tonight. Gypsy Rose Blanchard, who conspired to kill her mother after being forced to pretend for years she had MS and leukemia, has been released from prison. The young woman revealed in court that her mother essentially held her prisoner, forcing her to use a wheelchair and feeding tube as part of an elaborate fraud scheme.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard, the Missouri woman who persuaded her boyfriend to kill her mother, is out of prison. Blanchard was granted parole after spending nearly 8 years behind bars. She testified that her abusive mom kept her prisoner, locked her up with chains, and forced her to pretend she had cancer and other illnesses for years. She also admitted she provided her ex-boyfriend with the knife he used to kill her mother. He is serving life in prison.
Welcome to Unexpected Crime Story. My name is Joyce, and today we are going to be discussing the case of Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Now, the internet has been buzzing since the release of Gypsy. Just in case you do not know who Gypsy is, or you have not watched the Hulu documentary about her, or you pretty much have been living under a rock, this video aims to bring you to speed with all of the essential information. Now, right before we get into the story, I want to give you a quick disclaimer, which is right on the screen here. Pause your screen and read it. Now let's get right into the story. Now, Gypsy Rose Blanchard was born on June 27 of 1991 to her mom, Dee Dee Claudine Blanchard, and her father, Robert Blanchard. Dee Dee and Rob met when he was in high school. Now, Rob was 17 and Dee Dee was 24 when she got pregnant. They got married, but Robert left the marriage before Gypsy was born. According to an interview that he had with BuzzFeed, he woke up on his 18th birthday. He was unhappy and he realized that he wasn't in love with Dee Dee and he was in a marriage for the wrong reasons, so he decided to get a divorce. Now, they both got a divorce, but he stayed active in his daughter's life at the early stages. He would later remarry, but he still supported his daughter through child support. He would send her gifts, and he also called her and spoke with her on the phone. Now, Gypsy lived with her mother, Dee Dee. Dee Dee loved her daughter and took good care of her. But what started as a mother obsession over the well-being of her child will later progress to medical abuse, deceit, and even classified as Munchausen syndrome by proxy, which is a psychological disorder that a parent or a caregiver seeks sympathy through the exaggeration or made-up illness of their child. Now, according to Rob BuzzFeed interview, Dee Dee started taking her daughter to the hospital when she was about 3 months old. She was convinced that she had sleep apnea, and she later thought that her daughter had chromosomal defect. Now, chromosomal defect is when a child has more chromosomes from one parent instead of having 23 pairs from each parent. Now, her medical abuse will later progress further when Gypsy was 8 years old. She said that Gypsy was diagnosed with leukemia, asthma, muscular dystrophy, and she needed a lot of medical accommodation. She would shave her hair to make her appear sicker. She was confined to a wheelchair, and she was even using a feeding tube. She did all of this by taking her daughter to various specialists to seek treatment. Now, if one of them refused to give her medication, she will take her daughter to another doctor. What she also did was she lied to them, claiming that her daughter's medical records were destroyed during Hurricane Katrina. Dee Dee would go as far as lying that her daughter had seizures. She would get those anti-seizure prescription medication and actually give it to her daughter. She had her daughter to have surgeries that she didn't need. She also had them remove her tooth. Gypsy had a whole pair of denture. Dee Dee exploited her daughter's fabricated illness by garnering sympathy. She will get a lot of charity gifts given to her. She even had a home built for her and her her daughter by Habitat of Humanity. She lied to the neighbors that Rob was a drug addict and he did not want to be involved in his daughter's life. And she further isolated her daughter from the outside world. Gypsy didn't even know her real age when she turned 18 years old. According to the same BuzzFeed interview, her dad said he called to wish her happy birthday, and Didi told him not to let her know that she was 18 because she didn't know that she was 18 years of age. So she lied to her daughter. She lied to pretty much everyone about everything. Gypsy was prohibited from having friends, but despite all of this restriction, Gypsy had this curiosity for forming a relationship because that's something she really liked. She didn't have no friends, so she longed for having a relationship. She longed for having love in her life. In October of 2012, Gypsy ventured into the world of online dating. She went on a Christian dating website and she met a guy by the name of Nicholas Godejohn, who lived in Wisconsin. Their online relationship evolved for about 2 years. She revealed to him that she was in a wheelchair. He also revealed to her that he had multiple personalities, and they bonded. Both of them loved each other. I think they had things in common. Nicholas was on the spectrum, so he performed on the level of 15 to 16 years old, and due to Gypsy past, she also performed on a lower level than her age. So for about 2 years of online dating, they decided to meet in person. Now on March of 2015, they met at a movie theater. Now Gypsy introduced him to her mother, and her mother did not like him. When they went home, Didi instructed Gypsy to stay away from him. She didn't like him. She didn't think he was good for her, and Gypsy refused. This resulted in an argument between the two of them, which Didi, according to Gypsy, insulted her and called her all sorts of names. This brought Gypsy and Nicholas closer, making her to reveal to him that she could walk. She also revealed to him about all the abuse she had suffered at the hands of her mom. This actually made them to bond more. They bonded on the sheer resentment of Didi, which resulted in them hatching a plan to murder her. Now on June 15, Nicholas arrived in Springfield to carry on the brutal attack on Didi. Text messages show that both of them communicated and talked about items needed to carry on the attack. When he arrived in Springfield, Gypsy let him into her and her mother's home, and that was when he attacked her mom. He her 17 times, which resulted into her death. Now both Gypsy and Nicholas got on a bus to Wisconsin. Didi's body was later found after a friend noticed a Facebook post on Didi's page which stated that B is dead. Now when police arrived, Gypsy was initially presumed kidnapped because everyone thought that she couldn't walk because her wheelchair was at home. Police later traced the IP address to the Facebook post to Wisconsin, and when they arrived, they were able to find both Gypsy and Nicholas. Both of them was brought in for interrogation, and they both later confessed to the murder. They both was arrested and charged with the murder of Didi. And during the hearing, Gypsy admitted to persuading Nicholas to murder her mother. And despite her role in orchestrating the murder of her mom, Gypsy actually received a lower sentence of only 10 years. And that attributed to the abuse she endured from her mother. In contrast, Nicholas received a life sentence. Now on December 23rd of 2023, 2 days before Christmas, Gypsy was released from prison after serving 8 years of her prison sentence. She is now married and attempting to rebuild her life with her new husband. Gypsy even released a documentary on Lifetime titled The Prison Confession of Gypsy Rose Blanchard, which premiered on January 5th of 2024. Now that's all I have for you today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please share and subscribe to my channel. See you next time. Bye.